Welp. Here we are on YouTube.
We are on YouTube. Nathan, I'm really excited to do today's request. This is kind of a unique request for our channel. So on our channel, we do the majority of our stuff is music reactions. So a lot of the channel is music reactions. But in the future, near future, we're already starting to do it. We are going to focus almost as equal efforts as we can to TV shows and movies on our channel reactions as well. So yeah, we are releasing weekly our reactions to the show The Expanse. So people that are watching this reaction of Joni Mitchell are probably like, what? Why do I care about The Expanse? Well, you don't. Chances are you don't. However, a gentleman by the name, well, his YouTube name is Den Dude. Den Dude. So Den Dude. So Den Dude, what he did on our Expanse reaction, he gave us a very generous YouTube tip. I forget what they're called again. It's like a super tip,
super chat or super
tip. Very generous, Den Dude. Very generous. Thank you so much, and that he did that. So in his comments, saying great reaction, guys, really loved it. Of course, his money donation expressed that as well. He said, however, if you wouldn't mind doing a song as well, and we're like, abso-freaking-lutely. So thank you, Den Dude. So if you want us to do a reaction, obviously that's how you get it done. You got to pay for it, and Den Dude certainly did that. We appreciate that. Nathan, I think we've only done one song of Joni on our channel. I think it's literally one song.
And to be honest, I can't remember what that song is.
Was it something like The River or something like that?
Oh, that is what it is. Yeah, okay. That's what it is.
We loved it. It was a beautiful song, beautiful production. Like we always say, our channel is beholden to the Patreon request or PayPal request or super chat request because, time is money, money is time. That's how we get it done. And so Den Dude did just that. So thank you so much. Well, without further ado, let me give you a bit of background on the song. I wanted to do a little bit of research. I didn't want to go in totally blind like we've done with some of our songs. I think Joni deserves a little bit of background. So this is from her double album that was released in 1977. And apparently, Nathan, it marked a departure from her previous work, which we don't know anything about, but for fans of Joni would know this. Because this album explores like experimental and jazz-influenced sounds. Mitchell aimed for a more relaxed style. So the song that we're listening to today apparently took up a whole side of an album. Because it's a 16-minute song called Paprika. Paprika, am I saying that right? Paprika? It's like a spice, isn't it?
Paprika.
Devil's egg. Is it deviled eggs?
Yeah, I was going to say on eggs.
Yeah.
Paprika on eggs.
Yeah, paprika, eggs, double egg plains. Okay. This song apparently reflects Mitchell's creative process, which she describes as a spontaneous, poetical endeavor to blend words with music. So she's singing / spoken word. I don't know. We don't know. We haven't heard the song yet. So it's 16 minutes long, and I think there's some improvised piano work that happens in the song too that Joni is playing. So keep that in mind that Joni's on the piano for this recording.
Okay.
That's as much as I know. I do have the lyrics up, Nathan. I would recommend bring up the lyrics. There's a lot. It's a lot of story. I think it's about the indigenous people. Of course, she's Canadian, correct? So it might be some of our own personal history as fellow Canadians. So yeah, it's poetry, talk of indigenous life. Yeah, let's see what we can gather from the lyrics and the sounds when the song's over. Here we go.
It fell from midnight skies. It drummed on the galvanized. In the washroom, women tracked the rain up to the makeup mirror. Liquid soap and grass and jungle gardenia crash on pine sol and deer. Stifling in here. I gotta get some air. I'm going outside to get some air. back in my hometown. They would have cleared the floor just to watch the rain come down. They're such sky-oriented people, geared to changing weather. I'm floating off in time. I'm floating off, I'm floating off in time. When I was 3 feet tall,
Oh,
and wide-eyed open to it all, with their tasseled teams they came to McGee's General Store. All in their beaded leathers, I would tie on colored feathers, and I'd beat the drum like war. I would beat the drum like war.
Oh, it is strings.
yeah, it's orchestra music, yeah, for sure.
Like war. But when the church got through, they traded their beads for bottles, smashed on Railway Avenue. And they cut off their braids and lost some link with nature. I'm floating into dreams. I'm floating off, I'm floating into my dreams. I dream paprika plains,
Oh.
vast and bleak and God-forsaken. Paprika plains and the turquoise river snaking.
So I'm just gonna pause it. I think it's fair because it's 16 minutes. So I just have a question. I guess we'll only know till we hear in the comments, but I'll pose it to you. Maybe you have some insight. What I read online was that this improvised piano. So is she kind of like just her and the piano, and they added this orchestra afterwards? Kind of like she made this piece with her and just the piano, and then they inserted afterwards like some orchestra flourish.
I guess I assumed it was all recorded live.
Again, I don't know if I misread it because again, it said improvised piano, so I just assumed that meant like jazz.
See.
She's off the cuff. She's kind of playing, singing, and then the orchestra was added as an afterthought.
Maybe it's like whenever she says Paprika, the orchestra has to go, wah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's what it did. Ahead of time, they know to play at certain times, but maybe the orchestra's improvising too. I don't know.
No, not an orchestra. You're right. You could be right. Sorry. Yeah, let us know in the comments. How are you? That thought occurred to me enough to, again, people won't be able to answer until we go online on YouTube, but we appreciate the insight, folks. That's like a movie soundtrack. the theme has changed, like the story.
A little, yeah.
Harp. It's like a love story almost. I know it's like a musical score of a romantic story.
Well, and she's hitting really like it sounds good, and then all of a sudden there's like a note in there that kind of sounds out of.
Oh,
and that's intentional. It's very like alternative jazzy.
Oh, okay. It almost feels like it's like a stage play almost. Like this is a production should be happening. There should be like imagery, costumes.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it feels like it's a stage play.
Like musically, she's really playing with the tension and release thing, you know, that other bands we've listened to, like Fish, sometimes does this.
So
Like, these are very dissonant chords. These are like sometimes very like a major chord, like a pleasing chord, and then it goes to like
right
tension. Yeah.
I'm 90% sure the orchestra was added after. I'm wondering that now, because I could hear the improvisation in her piano playing. The little knowledge I have of how where she's finding the voice through the piano. I want to see how old she was at this time.
Mm.
Very movie soundtrack. Boom.
Bum, bum, bum.
33. She was about 33 here. Very ambitious project.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is definitely improvisation.
The rain retreats like troops to fall on other fields and streets. Meanwhile, they're sweet talking and name calling and brawling on the fringes of the floor. I spot you through the smoke with your eyes on fire from J&B and Coke. As I'm coming through the door, I'm coming back for more. The band plugs in again. You see that mirrored ball begin to sputter lights and spin. Dizzy on the dancers,
There you go.
geared to change
that?
rhythms.
Changing rhythms right there.
No matter what you do, I'm floating back to you.
Oh. It's fine. Ooh. Got some horns there for you, Nate. see the pace.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that last part, I was trying to figure out what band that sounds like today, or a more modern-ish band. What's the name of the band? It's named after the singer.
A current band?
It's like in the 90s, really popular.
Oh, Dave Matthews?
Yeah, Dave Matthews. That's the one. Yeah, it had a real Dave Matthews sound without Dave Matthews
yeah.
singing.
Well, yeah, I could see that. I could almost see the Dave Matthews, they jammed in one of their concerts with that. Like, let's pretend this Joni Mitchell song didn't exist and Dave Matthews played that last part at a concert. People are like, oh, yeah, that sounds very Dave Matthews. Yeah, I agree. I'm sure he's influenced by her probably to some degree.
But here's what's really blowing my mind here. I knew Joni Mitchell was kind of alternative in some of her songs. I didn't realize just how creative she was, because that was a very creative, ballsy kind of piece to put out there to go, here, listen to this. It kind of reminded me a little bit of War of the Worlds. You know how sometimes War of the Worlds had this soundtracky sound to it where it was unsure and it was very, there was a bit of jazz in War of the Worlds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
It just felt like a creative landscape that she's exploring, but also very like telling, like some of the lyrics in there's hints to things that she doesn't really say outright what she means by it, but it's, she's talking about when the church got through, they traded their beads for bottles, smashed on Railway Avenue, and they cut off their braids and lost some link with nature. That is a direct reference to what happened to indigenous folks, as was kind of expected that they would turn white. Or
white is right. Whitey's come in and
we're gonna fix these savages,
because we can read and write books.
It's a really fun piece to listen to. It's not about, is this the next hit? It's about, what do you feel? What emotions do you get listening to it? And it was a very good range of different emotions. So I enjoyed that.
Echo a lot of what you said there. I caught some other things from the lyrics. There's a lot going on here. I did catch, like you're saying there's that cultural like transformation. So, and this is 50 years ago, so it's even more, probably even back then, even more so. Of course, we know some of the atrocities in our own Canadian government regarding this, even some of the things that weren't quite even known then that have been uncovered today. But the indigenous cultures, the exchange of, like you said, the exchange of traditional beads. I got that in the lyrics for modern bottles. I thought that was interesting. Like, here's our traditional beadwork, and give us your modern alcohol. So there was the loss of cultural elements, also like the braids, like you're saying, and the Paprika plains. They talked about, or Joni talked about, a turquoise river snaking. I just like that imagery of the turquoise river snaking. I don't know what her personal history is with the people, Aboriginal and First Nations people of our country, but she does delve into some of her own, like, it seems like personal memories or experiences. So I wonder what she has regarding that. And I also like the reference to war and the drumming like war, which could symbolize, again, well, obviously conflict. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this poem, prose, lyrical reflection. It's a very multi-layered song, very vivid imagery throughout the song. Beautiful song at the very end. I mean, I love the orchestra. I love the piece that you're kind of feeling. And I think that's what it symbolized to me, that maybe that middle part is kind of peaceful. I said romantic, it maybe that old style of Western romance. And then it has it's not an angry outro, but it has there's the drums and the saxophone, almost more of a cacophony of noise. And I wonder if that symbolizes something, I'm sure, but Beautiful composition. Let us know in the comments if we're right about any of it regarding like, was it just Joni and the piano and then later things were overlaid? I'd be curious about all that stuff.
Okay, my mind is blowing now. Now it's...
What's going on? What happened? What do your elf eyes tell you?
My elf eyes have taught me that not only is she Canadian, she was born in Fort Macleod.
Oh.
That's a half an hour from where I live.
Well, you guys are like best friends.
Yeah, we're best friends. And she's still alive. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I knew that. She's quite, I mean, she's in her 80s, I think now, close to it.
79. So she was born in 1943, around the same age as my dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Fort Macleod. Fort Macleod's a tiny dot on the map, like a really small little town. Her ancestry is Scottish, Irish, but she might have some Sami ancestry from Norway.
Okay, interesting.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Den Dude. Obviously, I hope you enjoy our future reactions on the channel regarding The Expanse. You seem to enjoy our reactions. Don't get mad at us for later seasons. Thank you so much, and
thanks for joining us. And we'll see you on the next one.
We done?